You arrive with one suitcase and a return ticket that will never be used. At the airport, the fluorescent lights hum softly. A border officer flips through your passport without looking up. One stamp, a dull thud of ink on paper. It sounds small. It changes everything. For the first few weeks, nothing feels stable. The streets are unfamiliar. Bus maps look like puzzles. Grocery stores carry brands you've never seen. Even the coins feel wrong in your hand. You rent a mattress on the floor of a one-bedroom apartment. 4 men share the space. Someone snores against the wall. Someone wakes at 4:30 every morning for a factory shift. Someone cooks rice in a dented pot that never quite cools. You take whatever work appears first. Construction, cash in an envelope at the end of the week. Sometimes $90 a day, sometimes less. A supervisor who never asks questions. No paperwork, no safety briefing. Just a ladder, a hammer, and the quiet understanding that you're replaceable. Months pass. Winter arrives. The temperature drops to -3 degrees Celsius. Your hands stiffen around metal tools. Lunch is eaten standing up. Bread, cheap cheese, and a bottle of water that freezes by mid-afternoon. At night, you send money home. Always the same amount, even when the math barely works. Slowly, the system reveals itself. The men who stay quiet keep working. The ones who complain disappear from the schedule. A foreman starts trusting you with keys to the supply truck. Nothing official, just small responsibilities. Lock the gate, count the equipment, open the site before sunrise. A year passes, then 2. Someone mentions a sponsor program, a small contractor willing to file paperwork for workers who've proven reliable. The application costs more than 3 months of savings. You pay it anyway. Forms multiply. Tax records, pay stubs from jobs that technically never existed. Eventually, a temporary permit arrives. It isn't dramatic, just a laminated card with your name and a number. But suddenly, things change. You open a bank account, rent a proper room. Work becomes structured, $22 an hour. Scheduled shifts, safety meetings every Monday morning at 7 o'clock. The bureaucracy is slow, but predictable. 5 years in, you supervise a small crew, mostly new arrivals. You explain rules the way someone once explained them to you. Keep records, stay quiet, work steady. The promotions never feel heroic. They arrive as paperwork, new titles printed on forms, slightly higher numbers on paychecks. But something shifts along the way. Calls home become shorter, visits less frequent. Your accent changes slightly without permission. The life you left behind slowly becomes a memory instead of a reference point. One evening, standing on an unfinished building site, you notice a young worker carrying a stack of drywall sheets up the stairs, nervous, careful, trying not to be noticed. You recognize the posture immediately. The realization arrives quietly. The system that once absorbed you now runs partly through you. Years later, the business license has your name on it. 3 trucks, 8 employees, payroll every 2 weeks. Some mornings, you still wake before the alarm. The job sites look different now, cleaner, safer. But the pattern remains the same. New arrivals stepping cautiously into unfamiliar routines. And eventually, someone younger takes over the morning inspections. You hand over the keys without ceremony. Because the system doesn't end. It simply keeps making space for the next person who arrives with one suitcase and a plan to start again.